25% down, but if you do 20 or more, there's no mortgage insurance.
So the mortgage insurance is for if you pay how much you can have the mortgage insurance?
20% of the sales price. If you put 20% of the sales price down,
You don't pay
mortgage
If
insurance.
you pay 3, 4, anything less than 20.
Anything less than 20, you pay mortgage insurance in the monthly payment.
لو المقدم اللي هيدفع اقل من 20% من ثمن البيت، اي رقم 3 4 5 اي رقم اقل من 20%، البنك بيحاسب على حاجه اسمها بيدفعنا انشورنس، و this is not refundable.
Correct.
Okay. Until we get to the 20%.
Yes.
Which of this is refundable? Nothing.
Until we get 20% down or more, no mortgage insurance at all.
If not, we pay the insurance until we get.
Okay. If it's a conventional loan, less than 20% down, you pay mortgage insurance usually for between 10 and 11 years, and then it drops off. It goes away.
Regardless the percentage of the.
Correct.
What about the FHA? For how many years?
That's what she's saying. Until you get 20%.
No, she said
I'm going to address FHA. Let's if we can just finish conventional, because I don't want to.
We're going to talk about the FHA and the conventional type of loans.
Right. Right now we're just talking conventional.
في نوعين من القروض، في قرض اسمه conventional، ده لو دفعنا اقل من 20%، البنك بيحاسب على حاجه اسمها انشورنس عشان يضمن فلوسه من البدايه لمده من 10 ل 11 سنه. انا كنت بسالها لو هي برسنتج مثلا لغايه لما نوصل، لا هي من 10 ل 11 سنه على حسب بقى، وبعد كده بيتراحل. طبعا الانشورنس ده بيبقى راح الفتره دي كلها.
FHA loans, 3.5% down payment, so much smaller down payment, but you do pay mortgage insurance. You pay an amount upfront that is added to the loan, and you pay a monthly amount. So I'll let you say that and then I'll explain.
النوع الثاني من القروض اسمه FHA. This is only for the first time buyer. The FHA.
You can do it as any buyer.
Okay. النوع الثاني من القروض اللي هو ال FHA، سواء اشترينا البيت قبل كده او لا ممكن it applies. بندفع 3.5% بس، لكن الانشورنس لازم يدفع جزء منه بيبقى من ثمن البيت في المقدم في الاول، وبعد كده كل شهر في مانثلي، كل شهر في مبلغ بيدفع until or for how long?
Well, mortgage insurance on FHA, the rules changed in June, and you pay it until you pay the loan off. It never goes away.
That's for even if it was bought before the June date?
Only if it was bought after June or later.
Okay. في تعديل حصل على ال FHA ان هم الاول زمان كان لمده معينه، وبعد كده بيسقط الانشورنس. من يونيو اللي فات القانون الجديد اللي هياخد ال FHA لون هيفضل يدفع الانشورنس لغايه لما يخلص ثمن البيت.
Now, sometimes you're going to need an FHA rather than a conventional, because even though FHA has some mortgage insurance, it has more flexibility with credit and allows you to have a higher debt to income.
ال FHA الميزه فيه عن الكونفنشنال ان هو بتقول فيه فلكسبيليتي، فيه مرونه اكتر بالنسبه لموضوع الكريدت سكور credit score and
Debt.
the debt.
It allows you to spend more of your income on your house payment.
More than what percentage? 40%?
You can actually, go up to like 46% right now. That might change.
بالنسبة للconventional فيه نسبة معينة أعتقد بتبقى لغاية 40% من الدخل. يعني لو واحد بيعمل $10 المفروض ان هو المورجج بتاع البيت اللي هيشتريه ما يعديش $4 من الدخل بتاعه. اللي هي بتقوله دلوقتي انه بالنسبه للاف اتش اي بيسمح انه المورجج يوصل لغايه 46% تقريبا من الدخل بتاعك.
That's important to understand because if you have some credit issues, we might be able to qualify you for FHA, but not for conventional. Even if you have a 20% down payment, you still may not be able to qualify for for conventional. Okay. So sometimes we'll do an FHA because that's the only way to first get you into your home.
But after that, if you get an FHA now, and you cannot get rid of the insurance forever, till you get it paid off, can you change? Can you refinance or change to conventional?
That's what we would recommend, is once you are able to work on whether it's your debt because it's too high or your credit, you can work on that, and then we can look at doing a refinance. And you would refinance into a conventional loan. And you might have enough equity at that point where you don't need mortgage insurance. Or if you do, you will only have to have it for somewhere between 5 and 10 years.
بالنسبه للاف اتش اي لو عليك مبالغ، يعني اولا بالنسبه للكريدت سكور لو مش عالي كفايه، او لو فيه عليك فلوس ديون، الاف اتش اي هيبقى هو العملي. وبعدين الاستاذ حنس بيسال طب بالنسبه لازم نقعد ندفع الانشورنس لغايه لما ثمن البيت كله يتسدد، فممكن بعد ما البيت يتاخد وتمشي الاجراءات كلها تتعمل حاجه اسمها ريفاينانس ويتحول اللون من اف اتش اي لكونفنشنال. وحتى لو الداون بيمنت او المبلغ ما وصلش ل 20% من ثمن البيت ولسه محتاجين ندفع انشورنس، ممكن يبقى 5-6 سنين بدل ما يبقى طول العمر اللي احنا بندفع فيه للبيت.
ممكن يعملوا لنا مقارنه بسيطه ايه الفرق، ايه الميزات والعيوب بتاع الاف اتش اي والكونفنشن؟
They need a comparison between the conventional and the FHA, between good and bad.
Like what is the advantage between
The pros and cons for each one.
the commercial and the HFO?
I have a quick question. Just want to make sure on this same point. So if you bought your house before June, you totally get rid of the FHA, of the mortgage insurance on FHA loan?
In about 10 to 11 years.
But what if you pay 20% before this time? That's what I'm trying.
Then you don't have, you probably have a conventional loan with no mortgage insurance.
No, if we have the FHA
If I have
and I'm paying
20%,
I got to the 20% before the 10 years.
right?
Oh,
Did this drop
after 5 years,
Right.
you need to call your lender
Right.
and ask them if you qualify to have it removed.
What makes me qualify or disqualify?
Having the equity in your home that you paid it down, because you paid down your mortgage loan.
Right.
Once you buy your house, to drop your mortgage insurance, like that, you actually have to have 22% equity, not just 20.
Okay.
Okay?
22%. So,
This about the closing date, the count from the closing date, or from the time you are being qualified for the loan?
From the closing date.
From the closing
From the
date.
closing date.
Not for the time you've been approved
Not-
for the loan.
Correct. It's from the closing date. Okay, now let's.
pros and
Pro and
cons.
con. Okay, good. Pro and con. Okay. With the conventional loan, if you have the money and good credit, and we can qualify you in terms of your debt that you're paying with the new house payment against your income, if all of that works, I would recommend the conventional loan all the time. Even if you have to pay mortgage insurance, it is cheaper with conventional and it drops off at some point automatically.
Interest usually.
The interest
What makes
rate.
it cheaper is the interest rate.
What makes it cheaper is actually the cost of the mortgage insurance. The premium of the mortgage insurance is cheaper with conventional than with FHA. The one other thing is conventional interest rates though are usually a little higher than FHA,
They make it up.
okay?
Yeah.
So a little bit cheaper mortgage insurance, a little bit higher interest rate.
It might be the.
But you are able to drop off that mortgage insurance without refinancing. So sometimes it still makes more sense to do the conventional loan because you still end up with a lower payment.
How much is the approximate refinancing?
Well, when you refinance, you're paying many of the fees all over again. Okay, so you're paying to have somebody, a closing agent or an attorney, do the closing papers. You're paying for an appraisal again. You're paying for a credit report, not lots of stuff. We have to set up your escrows for taxes and insurance again, all over again, okay? You have some reporting fees. So you're not going to have quite as many closing costs as when you bought the house, but you are going to have some.
It still costs money.
It will still cost you $3,000 or $4,000 to refinance
This for
But
any price of the house? Or
for any price. The higher the price house, it might be a little bit more, okay?
That's not gonna be less than that.
Excuse me?
It's not gonna be less than $3,000 to $4,000.
No.
It probably won't. But once you refinance, the lender where you currently have your mortgage, if you have any money left in escrows from your taxes and insurance that they've been collecting, they'll send that money to you. When you refinance, you also skip 1 month's house payment.
But you
So
start-
that helps to pay
you start
back.
all over, you start the third year all over again.
Right.
Or 15,
Or you
or
can do
20.
15.
Yeah, I know, but you
Yeah.
start over anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a question about the grant money
Yes.
for the FHA. Is it still existing?
It is still, here's what happened. They used up the money in June, or end of August. They ended up putting a little bit more back. The end of September, they used up that money. And then the first part of October, they put a little bit more in. And the first of this week, they put a little bit more in. So it comes and goes.
So if you close when there is no money, there is no way that you can
There's
get
no
it?
way you can ever get it.
So it's a loss.
It's a
In
loss.
January it comes back.
Okay. So there is no way to find out when the money would be available for